Okay, hello everyone, and thank you for having us here. My name is Alexandra Riegler, and I'm here with my team representing BETA, that is an architecture biennial organized by the Romanian Order of Architects, Timiș territorial branch. Before I'll start to present BETA, I want to say that we are really happy to be here and to join Future Architecture as new members. We are actually true stalkers. We were following you since the very beginning. Here is my colleague Juana at the first matchmaking conference back in February 2016. For us, future architecture is a fresh breath of air, and as we see for a lot of other stakeholders like conceptual thinkers, creatives and organizations that are imagining and building better futures. So thank you for this opportunity. Moving forward, BETA is a continuation of 9 annual architecture events organized by the Timiș territorial branch of the Romanian Order of Architects. BETA reflects our determination as a team and as a professional organization to change the way people understand and appreciate the built environment with the final scope of improving the processes by which we build our cities. BETA is one of the 4 architecture biennials in Romania. There are 23 territorial branches of the Romanian Order of Architects, organizing 8 annuals and 4 biennials. So the biennialization phenomenon is hitting us hard. Everyone is doing one of those. Most of them are really closed. Only architects talking about architecture and congratulating themselves on their recent projects. We in Timișoara have a better context, I will like to say. Firstly, in 2014, the Timiș territorial branch decided to organize a competition for a team that will organize its what was back then annual architecture events. A group of young architects who I'm part of applied with the program and decided to build on a long term. We decided to switch the format and to have time to build a better content. Secondly, it is really important the context in which we are in. Timișoara is in the middle of this map, let's say, and it has a very interesting history. From the 800 years of documented history, only 100 are under Romanian administration. Before that, Timișoara belonged to the Banat region of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, to the Ottomans for 300 years, and to the Germans before. So this is a pretty interesting context in which we are placed that has similar characteristics. And taking advance of this context, we decided to operate on a Euro-regional level and to address our 2 neighboring countries when organizing BETA. Also, we decided to address to a wider audience and to specific target groups like the public administration that is mostly not present in this type of architecture events. For us, it was really important to address the public administrations from this Euro region and also to address other fields with whom to collaborate. Another very important aspect is that in 2016, Timișoara won the title for the European Capital of Culture. BETA team contributed to the bid book with a program called Breathing Spaces, giving a public space a voice through architecture and design interventions. It is really important as organizers to talk about funding. So this is a very interesting situation in Romania. We have this architecture stamp. For every building permit, a small percentage, 0.005 of the investment goes into this architecture stamp fund that the remaining of Order of Architects is taking care of, organizing open calls, not only for its branches, territorial branches, but for any organization dealing with architecture and built environment. So this is, let's say, our main source of funding, but also we are applying every year to the open calls organized by the public administrations. In Romania, the public administrations are organizing open calls for cultural projects. As you can see, in 2020, most of our funding will be from the architecture stamp. That is because at the end of 2018, BETA was recognized as a strategic project for the Romanian Order of Architects at national level. Okay, I will briefly talk about what we will do in 2020. So we will address the theme of responsibility towards the present and future built and yet unbuilt environment. Since we want BETA to become a platform that articulates a position towards the ever-increasing pressures that the construction sector is generating, you know, economical, ecological, and so on. We are really, really happy to work with this amazing team of curators for our main exhibition. Anca and Brandusha from a practice in Bucharest, and Ilka Rubi from Berlin. This is, let's say, a sketch of some components of our program. Besides this theme of responsibility that, let's say, addresses transversally our program, we have three other categories: education, profession, and city, that are organizing our content. This educational component is really important for us, since ever since we decided to, let's say, switch format, we went to discuss with all the schools, the architecture schools from the Euro region, from Hungary and Serbia. And since 2016, we are building programs with them. In 2018, we applied for a fund, and we will organize the Euro-regional architecture master from targeting these three countries. Also, we want to address architecture to the wider public, and that's why in 2016 we've created this architecture guided tours, which is a project that was born in 2016, but now it is an independent program happening every year, and it has a lot of success. Also, in 2016, we've organized for the first time Light Edu, which is a festival addressing lighting design. In Romania, this profession of a lighting designer is non-existing. Basically, the electricians are doing the lighting design. So it was really, really important for us to address this. This is also a project born in 2016, but happening every year. We have the mandatory BETA competition. In Romania, one of the tools in which you, let's say, recognize good architecture are these open competitions, in which we are organizing calls not only for existing buildings, but for initiatives, visions, architecture essays, photography, and so on. for this, for future architecture, we are thinking to design an event that will have the format of lectures, in which we want to address future practices, since this is really important in Timișoara and in Romania. Most of us are traditional architects, let's say so. Also, we are aware that a biennial about responsibility should be an act of responsibility, and therefore we are trying as much as we can to be responsible when organizing our biennial. We are paying attention with whom do we partner. We are trying to address before producing this issue, and to see what and how do we produce, and what will happen to it after we produce it. So basically this is it. I have just a small video to show from our last edition. I hope it's working.
That's a huge question, yeah.
Good city is an all-inclusive city, as we say, but it's a city where you have mixed people.
Quality housing is always kind of connected to city.
An environment in which they can fulfill their potential.
Bienala a început în 2016 și deja de la prima ediție vrem să abordăm subiectul acesta al locuirii colective, conștienți fiind de faptul că foarte mulți dintre noi locuim la bloc și dincolo de asta, acest subiect, locuirea, este o temă care ne aduce pe toți împreună și în același pool.
I think quality housing is always kind of connected to city, so you can't think housing without thinking about city and how it's connected. It should be as inclusive as possible and as affordable and available.
Good city is an all-inclusive city, as we say, but it's a city where you have mixed people, because maybe the entrepreneurs and the city developers say we only want children and families because they can pay the most tax, but they're not going to have a totally dead area because they will be busy the whole day, there will be no environment. You need some old people and some young students and whatever who may not be the taxpayers, but that can actually make sure that you get a livable area.
Se vând foarte multe mărci de lux, confort, etc. Dar când ne ducem în interior, descoperim că sunt de fapt cartiere făcute pe loturi agricole, în care nu există interes, nu există spații rezervate pentru parc, pentru grădiniță, pentru alte elemente care dau, dacă vreți, identitatea cartierului.
Mi s-ar părea o dovadă de maturitate a noastră, a celor care locuim pe termen lung, ar fi să reușim să locuim într-un mod care să fie conștient atât vis-a-vis de ce se află înăuntru, cât și vis-a-vis de ce se află în afară.
Social city, we say that should be an attractive city, and it should be something that you could actually go out and sell to people. Hey, come on, we are a city that actually we take care of the people who lives here. A social city where you would value that there are public spaces, and so it's like it's also an inclusive city where there's room for everyone, where you're not only looking at the housing but more looking at the home.